Welcome back to Fort Cobb. We're about set for boys contest. Fort Cobb Broxton Mustangs come into the game with a record of 3 wins and no losses, taking on the Riverside Braves. This will be the season opener for Riverside. The junior high teams met first game of the season. Riverside came over and played Fort Cobb's junior high team, and Riverside came out on top. I think they won by a margin of 12 to 15, somewhere in that range. It was a pretty close ball game till right at the very last 2 or 3 minutes of the contest. But I know that the best player on their junior high team was a freshman, and I understand he's one of their better players on the high school team. So that'll be interesting tonight to see how he's an outstanding shooter. Played really well in the junior high game. Of course, Fort Cobb has probably the premier player in small school basketball for sure, in Cray Rogers, and I would match him up with anybody in the state in any class. He's about a 6'2", 6'1", 6'2" point guard. He can do it all. He had 24 rebounds, 28 points, 24 rebounds Tuesday night at Binger. He had 34 points last Friday night at Chattanooga. He had 28 points, I believe, in the opening game. So he's averaging close to 30 points a game in 3 contests. So looking forward to what Cray and the Mustangs can bring tonight. We're about set for the starting lineups. The Riverside Braves are coached by Mr. Norman Tipicani. And their starting lineups, they start a junior number 2, Devin Burt. Number 32 is a junior, Cordero Bobo. Number 35 is a senior, Aileron Lewis. And number 24, a senior, Rylan Funmaker. And a senior, number 3, Delos Lone Wolf. And now the starting lineups for your Fort Cobb Broxton Mustangs in their home white uniforms tonight. They start a junior, they start a sophomore, number 31, Maddox Hill. They start a junior, number 5, Blaine Bellamy. A junior, number 1, Tanner McAdoo. A senior, number 11, Blaine Davis. And a senior, number 3, Cray Rogers. The Mustangs are coached by Mr. Scott Hines, assisted by his son Cameron. And we're about set to go here. A little last-minute instructions here by Coach Hines. Mustangs in their home whites and Riverside in their road turquoise-colored uniforms today. I think that's what I'd call that color, wouldn't you, Blake? Turquoise?
Yeah, I believe you're right. And I was sitting here thinking about it. Those are some pretty nice jerseys.
They are
right there.
They're a very pretty uniform. They sure are.
I can picture that.
They got Riverside across the chest. And jumping center for the Mustangs will be Blaine Davis. Jumping center against Rylan Funmaker, and we're about set to go. Mustangs going right to left, and the tap is controlled by the Braves, and they'll start on the attack first. And that is Lone Wolf on the handle out front. Over to Burt. So 6-foot runner, no good. Rebound control by Bellamy. Quickly off to Cray Rogers, quickly into the front court. Dumps it down low to McAdoo, in the corner to Davis. Aggressive defense by Riverside, and then turn it over. Quickly the other way, Lone Wolf, shot over Rogers is good. And the Braves lead it 2-0. Pressure in the backcourt by the Braves. Here comes Rogers, quickly in the corner. Maddox Hill, 3-pointer good. Maddox Hill with a great start for the Mustangs.
I'll tell you what, that connection has been on fire the last couple weeks.
They certainly have. Maddox has really done a good job taking those assists from Rogers. We're going to have an offensive foul, blocking foul on number 24, Rylan Funmaker. And they're going to run the same tight press as their girls did, a 2-2-1 press. Chattanooga did that to us, and Rogers was able to dribble through it most of the time, had 34 points against Chatty. I don't think It's going to be a little tougher against this defense. Lone Wolf's three-pointer won't fly. Funmaker's rebound, put back is good. Ryland Funmaker. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul along the sideline by Lone Wolf. And it'll stay with Fort Cobb. Pressure in the backcourt. McAdoo, pull up 15-footer from the free throw line, good. Tanner McAdoo with a nice jumper. Puts the Mustangs on top, 5-4.
Nice to see him looking for that shot.
Yep.
Saw he had an opening.
Yeah, absolutely. They all need to have the green light for open. They need to knock it in. There's a strong drive, no good by Lewis. Rogers quickly the other way, fumbled it a bit, got it over to Bellamy. Back to Rogers, right wing three, good. Trey Rogers with a long three-pointer from the logo. And Fort Cobb on top, 8-4.
He struggled on Tuesday at Binger, and Donnie shot 7 for 18 from the field, but he finished with 28 points. A source close to me said he had 29 rebounds, not 24 like I had reported,
okay.
and 8 assists.
Yeah. Well, it was an outstanding night. Yeah, he looked a little tired. He looks like he's got some spring in his step tonight, or at least he does here early.
Certainly got to feel good being at home.
Oh yeah, and the crowd, big crowd on hand. You know, you gotta have some juice when you got this kind of crowd. Near steal, but Rogers comes away with it over to McAdoo. Dumps it back to Rogers. They come out quickly on him. Got Bobo, Cordero Bobo matched up against Rogers. It's quite a matchup there. Bobo doing a great job on him so far. McAdoo. They've settled in this man defense. It's pretty good, pretty aggressive. They got some athletic fellas out there. Gray trying to get around his defender. Over to Bellamy now. Just be patient. McAdoo into the lane. Quickly to Bellamy. Left wing three. High arcing shot. No good. Rebound. Cordero Bobo. Devin Burt in the paint against McAdoo. Little 10-foot floater. Good. Devin Burt with a tough basket, and it's 8-6. Pass into the front court now to Maddox Hill. Layup no good. Hit the bottom of the rim. Got his own rebound. There's a quick pass to Davis, but it was off target and went out of bounds. He was wide open.
You don't see that one very often.
No. Kind of stuck on his hand, I think. It might probably the perspiration or something, but it looked a little like it came off his hand funny. Turnover to the Riverside Braves. Devin Burt into the front court. Hands it off to DeLos Lone Wolf. Over to Lewis, and we're going to have a foul away from the ball.
That's the second time he's done
That's
that.
on Funmaker. That's foul number 2. Lewis is going to be replaced by Lawrence Little Ghost, number 25. And also in is number 22, Daniel Creeping Bear. He's the freshman that played against Fort Cobb's junior high. Outstanding shooter, I can tell you that right now. Daniel Creeping Bear, number 22 for the Braves. Rogers gets it off to Davis, and he lays it in for 2. That's how Rogers is so dangerous. He can handle the ball so well in the open court.
Just 1 second he's there, the next second he's 30 feet down the court past you.
And he can find the open player. Shot's good by Daniel Creeping Bear as he got along the baseline and got in behind him, and he laid it in for 2, and he's going to pick up the foul as Davis got him. So it didn't take long for Creeping Bear to make an impact in the game. I know what I saw of him in that junior high game. I was pretty impressed. He's a nice ball player.
And the thing about that one there is the same exact thing Mustangs had a couple possessions ago. Ended up in the turnover for Fort Cobb. But same situation, wide open man on the backside.
Bellamy dribbling in traffic, and he's going to be fouled by number 25, Lawrence Little Ghost. And Blaine Bellamy will be at the line shooting 2. That's already 4 team fouls on the Braves. And Blaine's free throw's no good. second one. Swished that one in. And the score is 11-8. As 5 Mustangs have scored so far. We're going to have a timeout. Called by Coach Norman Tipicani. It's a 30-second timeout. Let's just keep it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Mustangs have scored, Blake. That's pretty impressive in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the. Go ahead and give us some stats there if you got them.
That's exactly what you like to see, Don. So far, shooting percentage is Fort Cobb 4 for 6 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Riverside 4 for 8 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, 0 for 1 at the line so far. Certainly a little bit different than what we saw at Binger. Took a little bit of time for everyone else to get going, but nice to see that everybody's getting involved.
Oh yeah, that's how it's going to take to win. You got to have everybody. But when a team presses like they do and play aggressive man-to-man, and if you move the ball well, you're going to get some open looks. And so far, Fort Cobb's been able to be pretty productive.
Not as much bench usage here in the boys' game for Riverside.
I'm kind of happy about that. Kind of hard to keep track of. There's Creeping Bear along the baseline, kicks it out front. The Little Ghost, and now Lone Wolf will set up the offense. Over to Bobo. Creeping Bear, straightaway 3, off the back iron this time. McAdoo with a good rebound. And there's 2 hands on him. That's going to be a foul on Bobo every time, and that's the 5th team foul. And so Rogers will be shooting 2. And checking in will be Lewis, replacing Bobo. Yeah, Fort Cobb can make some free throws here, Blake. They got 3 more minutes of this bonus situation. So
Cray had 17 of them against Binger, only made 10.
Well, he's 1 for 1 so far tonight. I suspect this concentration level is going to be a little higher tonight than it was Tuesday night. 13-8, Mustangs on top. Right wing 3 on the way by Lone Wolf is good. DeLos Lone Wolf, that's 5 for him. And it's 13-11. Cross court pass to Bellamy, near interception. And there is an interception. Turnover to Lewis. Hard to make long passes against these guys. They cover too much ground. You pass the ball 20 feet or so, they're liable to intercept it. They anticipate well and they move well. Spin move in the paint, shot good by Devin Burt. That's a pretty move. Got us in the spin cycle, and we're tied at 13. 5 straight now for the Braves. Rogers dribbles through the defense, pull up, or hands it off to Blaine Davis for 2. Boy, passed up the open 15-footer for an easy one. Great
play. I think
play
everyone
by
in the gym thought he was going to shoot it.
I did too. That he saw him flash open in the last second. Great assist there. Now Lone Wolf on the other end. 1:40 to play, opening period. Rogers out on him. Gets it to Creeping Bear behind the back dribble. Step back 15-footer, no good. Davis with a good board. Now Rogers going to work. Stumbles through the lane, and he's going to be called for traveling. I think Coach Hines was wanting foul call on as they swapped at it, but hard to see that.
Don, to be completely honest with you, I don't even think he traveled. I think he managed to throw the ball up before he even took the 3rd step.
Yeah, but it went behind the backboard. It's going to be a turnover either way, I guess. You may be right. Lone Wolf, 3-pointer along the baseline is no good. Rogers with another board. Splits the defenders, and he's going to pick up a foul. That's a pretty good option right there when you can get Rogers in the open floor when the other team's in the bonus, so you can go to foul line.
And he had an opportunity there to go to the outside, go towards the sideline. Now we're talking about football. Is he at the 30 to 25 yet?
And that free throw is a little bit short. He has a tendency to shoot him a little flat sometimes. Colton Baker is going to replace Maddox Hill. No, he's going to replace somebody else, Lane Bellamy. Oh, Colton will play hard. He's not the tallest guys in the world, but he's a good jumper, and he'll be aggressive on the boards. Cray's now 3 out of 4 at the line. They lead at 16-13. Under a minute to play, opening period. And it appears Riverside wants to play for the last shot, as Devin Burt's going to hold it in the center line, and he says we're going to play for one. I figure Coach Hines is okay with that, don't you, Matthew?
Yeah, I've been waiting a little bit to talk about this, and I've been waiting for this situation here. Does high school need a shot clock?
No, I think you're fine. I guess sometimes you might think so, but I don't know. In my opinion, I kind of like the way it is.
I think aside from a few outliers, it's generally good without the shot clock.
Yeah, you're right. There'll be a time or two when
like
wish they had one. Weatherford and whatever it was, Kingfisher. Three-pointer good. Devin Burt with quite a spin move out there at the way out front. And he turned around and threw it in, and we're tied at 16 after one period of play. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout.
We've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples, Nix, and Dieselhorst, and we are here to help.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at the AMG.
All right, Blake, what's first quarter numbers?
So far, Mustangs 5 for 7 from the field. Pretty impressive that they only took 7 shots. Riverside 7 for 15 from the field. Mustangs 2 for 3 from the 3. Riverside 2 for 7, and then free throw.
team.com.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field. Backing all...
Blake, you got some, you want to give us some statistics here while we have a minute?
Yes, I will. Fort Cobb so far 8 for 15 from the field, 3 for 7 from 3, 11 for 13 from the free throw line. Riverside 11 for 24 from the field, 5 for 12 from 3, and 0 for 1 at the line.
2:15 to play in the half. It's been a dandy one so far, back and forth. Biggest lead the Mustangs have had, I believe, is 3. And I think that Riverside had a 7-point lead, 25-18, been their largest. Been a fun game to watch. Both teams quality ball clubs. Riverside Class 2A, Fort Cobb Class B. And both these teams have designs on playing in the big house in March. There's a drive, shot over Davis, no good. Mustangs defended them pretty good that time. That was a tough shot there. If you get somebody, kind of an awkward shot across the lane. Scott Hines has a great way of defending people to get them to take shots like that. In the corner, Maddox Hill, three-pointer, no good. Davis with a good rebound, put back, no good. Battle for the board, and we're going to have a jump ball, and it's going to go over to Riverside. Coach Hines applauds the effort, as that was great work there by Davis to try to get those offensive boards.
Thought Maddox Hill maybe rushed that shot a little bit, but like you said, good job from Davis there to get those second chance opportunities.
That's right. 1:13 to play in the half. Once again, Riverside has an opportunity. That's Lone Wolf with it. There's a three-pointer, left wing, no good. Bellamy there with a backside rebound. Rogers has it poked away from behind. Anytime you hit it from behind like that, it's off of the defense. It's just the way it is. And they get it into McAdoo, and they say it went off of him, and he went out of bounds, so it'll be Riverside's ball. Not sure he really saw that. I think he went by the reaction of the Riverside player. I think the Riverside player bought that one away with his reaction.
I think you might be
but
right.
If we had a challenge flag, I guess we could check it out. But Riverside's basketball. Under a minute to play. There's Lone Wolf over to Burt. Bodies hit the floor underneath the basket, drive all the way to the hoop, and they're going to say there's a foul on the floor. And it's going to be charged to Tanner McAdoo. And that's the first team foul on the Mustangs with 30 seconds to play in the half. Out front to Lone Wolf. Left-handed shot, no good. Rogers with the rebound.
Probably going to hold for one here.
I would. Try to get Rogers a last-second shot. Coach Hines is looking at his notepad over there. 12 seconds to play. And now they'll get ready to go. Coach gives him some instructions. 7 seconds. Gets around a defender. Gets it in the corner. Bellamy all alone. Three-pointer, no good. Your halftime score, Fort Cobb Broxton 30. The Riverside Braves 27 in a really an entertaining half of basketball, Blake, as the lead kind of seesawed back and forth, and Mustangs lead it at the moment 30-27. We'll turn it over to you for our halftime statistics.
I believe you hit it right on the head there, Dawn. First quarter was deadlocked 16-16, and that three there at the end from Burt is the one that tied it. And then since then, it was kind of a game of runs. Riverside there after that three at the end of the first quarter went on a 12-2 run, and then we ended up going on, I believe, a 10-0 run at one point. And since then, it's been pretty close both ways. Shooting percentages so far, Fort Cobb 8 for 18 from the field, 44%, 3 for 9 from 3, 11 for 13 from the free throw line. Riverside 11 for 27 from the field, 5 for 13 from 3, 0 for 1 from the line. Individual scoring so far, Corey Rogers leads all scorers with 18 points, Tanner McAdoo 2, Blaine Davis 6 so far, Maddox Hill 3, and Blaine Bellamy 5. Blaine Bellamy 1. Read his number.
Yeah, there you go.
All 5 starters in the scoring column for the Mustangs. For Riverside, Devin Burt leads them with 13, Lone Wolf with 8, Creeping Bear and Funmaker with 2, and Lewis also with 2. And I want to say all the starters have scored. All 10 starters have scored this game, I believe, if I am not mistaken. Cray Rogers two rebounds away from a double-double. Look for this one. This one competitive the whole way throughout. This feels like one of those games like Bedlam there and at the end of the 2010s, whenever it felt like whoever had the ball last would win. Feels like a game that could come down to that, and it very well could end up being a free throw ball game, and Fort Cobb's done a good job of hitting those so far. We have a very, very small sample size for Riverside right now, so we'll see how that turns out. But kind of excited to see what we got going on out here. Looks like we're going to have a elementary cheerleading a little bit.
It looks like it.
Kind of excited to see what that brings out.
For their homecoming show, so I'm sure the little girls, I've got some granddaughters that would love to be out there. They're about that age. That, a lot of grandparents up there smiling, I can tell you right now. All right, Blake, good report. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have second half action. We'd like to thank, while we can, the sponsors, the Fort Cobb Storage and RV Park, Washita Valley Bank, T-Birds Convenience Store, and ABC Realty. Thank you very much for those sponsors, and we're going to take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll have second half action.
Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
We're bringing fiber internet to Fort Cobb. Having fast internet is a must-have, whether you're working or learning from home. That's why we are building a fiber network in your community. We have wireless internet solutions too, available at Fort Cobb Lake, Crow's Roost, Alfalfa, and more. You can count on us for a fast, reliable connection to the world. We're proud to be a local provider that's part of your community. Get connected to Carnegie Fiber today.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers.
Talk about a win-win.
Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today. Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at theamgteam.com.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Welcome back to Fort Cobb. Mustangs lead at 30-27 at the half. Blake, what are your keys to victory here for in the second half?
Oh, haven't really taken the time to think about that one yet. I was thinking about a Frito chili pie, and then I realized it's getting close to the end of the boys' game, so they're about to shut it down. But
well, you said you were headed to Weatherford. I'm sure you can find a little food over there.
I'm sure.
Somewhere.
I think John's been over here daydreaming about McDonald's.
I'm gonna tell you, Whataburger's pretty hard to beat.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
That's my favorite.
I've spent more money at Whataburger since that thing opened up there than I'd like to admit.
We stopped there a couple times. We played golf at the end, and it's a good place. But anyway, back to the ball game. Both teams come out of the locker room kind of late. They're tired. They've been working hard, Blake. They needed a little extra minute or two to take a breather. Be interesting to see any kind of changes. What do you think, Fort Cobb? Think they'll change anything to do the second half?
I mean, most of what they did worked. I think this is going to be a factor of just keeping their guys energized, I guess is the word. They only used one extra player on their bench, Colton Baker, and he played 2, maybe 3 minutes there in the first quarter. And for Riverside is almost the same way. I want to say they played 8 or 9 people. So the bench utilization is quite a bit different than what we saw there in the girls' game. But really, for the most part, both offensive game plans there in the first half seemed like they worked for the most part. Riverside's felt kind of isolation-oriented, and obviously Fort Cobb, the ball is going to run through Cray Rogers. And you could kind of see that Cray did his thing there in the first half, and then on the other side, Burt for Riverside did his thing, and then they both hit some pretty good shots. So second half here, I think it'll begin to turn into a team game again, and maybe one team will run away with it, maybe one won't. I'd like to see a game that goes down to the wire the whole way, because not only as a fan do you get to see a great game, but for both of these teams, the longer this season goes on, you're going to need to be in some of those games that go down to the wire, and the ones that, whether you're a guy on the team that has the ball in your hands at all times, or whether you're a guy that is just standing in the corner waiting on it to be passed to you have to be ready for the moment, and these are the types of games that prepare those guys for the moment. So excited to see what both teams have drawn up.
It's interesting, Blake, to me that it's a 3-point game, but Fort Cobb leads by 3. But the Braves, there was a period of time in there, the last 5 seconds of the first period and about the first minute and a half of the second period, when Devin Burt hit 4 3-pointers in a row. And if you eliminate those, Fort Cobb's got a comfortable lead. Of course, I know you can't. That's silly to say, but that little spurt right there has really made it a close game. So anyway, we'll see. Mustangs get the ball. Starts the second half, going left to right. Cray Rogers had 18 points the first half. Burt had 16 for the Braves. I think a big key here in the second half, and the Mustangs can continue to get to the free throw line. Rogers, defender goes by, the late footer won't go. Rebound. Devin Burt quickly the other way. DeLos Lone Wolf lays it in for 2 on the fast break. So great start for Riverside.
That's how you run the floor, fill the lane.
Absolutely.
Well.
That was the way you draw it up right there. Riverside does not press. That's one adjustment I can see. They may, after a made basket, they didn't press this time. Rogers all the way to the hoop, and he's going to be fouled. That was an awfully easy drive. I was amazed at how easy he was able to get through the lane. They thought they might have blocked it cleanly, but
that's certainly a tough call, considering that that's also his 4th.
Yeah, Funmaker picked up his 4th. And Cray's first free throw is good. Yeah, Cray puts so much pressure on the defense that it's hard to. He's going to be replaced by Creeping Bear. But he's hard to defend without fouling. And I'll tell you, he's kind of like those NBA players. He's such a good player, he'll get the benefit of the doubt a lot of times when he drives in there. If it looks like he missed badly or something, they're liable to blow the whistle just because he's such a great player. 32-29. Bounce past Bellamy, intercepts it. Behind the back dribble, gets it over to Cray. Good defense there by the Mustangs. Quickly over to Hill. Picked up, handed off to McAdoo. Weaving out front over to Rogers. Maddox Hill. They closed out on the 3-point attempts. Had to pass it off. Pretty good defense by the Braves again. I'll tell you what, they make you work hard. Play a lot like the girls team. A lot of pressure. And there's a turnover. Kind of got out of step there. And there's going to be a turnover the other way. Both teams seem a little bit sluggish here to start the second. I think that first half took a lot out of both of them. But it was hard fought. And
I think at the same time, maybe there's some defensive adjustments that have helped as well.
No doubt about it. Davis catches the ball on the backside and missed the bunny.
That's got to be one you got to make.
Can't afford to miss those. You don't get very many of them. And there's a nice move by Burt, and then they fumble it out of bounds on the rebound. Burt got it.
Seems like whatever happens to one team happens to the next.
Yeah, so far it's been that way. Now they're going to go back to the pressure. Perhaps this might help us a little bit if we can get them kind of spread out in the open floor. Now they're going to back out of it a little bit. We get them spread, we can get some open looks, I think. Rogers' three-pointer won't fly. And a rebound, Lone Wolf. Left wing three, and he traveled before he got set up. One of those calls where you just take it for granted. Yeah, it's a right call. You don't see it that often, but now they're going to come back with some pressure. And now Rogers into the front court. Between the legs dribble all the way to the rim, layup good. Trey Rogers.
Makes it look a lot easier than it is.
Oh yeah, when he goes between the legs and gets a step on you, it's over. 34-29, Mustangs with a 5-point lead. If I'm not mistaken, that matches their largest. Bounce pass down low to Burt. McAdoo does a good job on him, and there's Creeping Bear, 17-footer, no good. And we're going to have a foul on the Mustangs, I think. Bellamy, they said got him on the wrist. His first personal. .503 to play in the third. There's Lone Wolf off a curl. Three-pointer won't go. Riverside opened the scoring with a layup, and they're pulled off since then. There's in the corner to Bellamy. Three-pointer, high arcing shot's good. Blaine Bellamy with his first tray of the night. Good look at it. And it's an 8-point lead, 37-29.
Maybe that'll boost his confidence a little bit. Missed his first couple attempts.
Yeah, generally it does if you can see one go through the net. There's Lone Wolf on the other end with Rogers on him. Gets to the rim, layup good. Nice move by DeLos Lone Wolf. And that's 9 for Lone Wolf. It's back to a 6-point game. Rogers gets it across the timeline. Pull up left of the lane, too hard. Rebound Creeping Bear. Quickly up ahead to Lone Wolf. In the corner, wide open, that's Burt. Three-pointer, no good this time. Rebound Creeping Bear. And he throws it away. .347 to play in the third. No pressure this time in the backcourt. I'm sure Cray's happy about that. He looks like he's give out. It's a strain when you got to handle the ball against that pressure the whole game. It takes a toll on you. Behind the back, all the way to the rim, layup good. Trey Rogers. Oh my goodness. That's 24 points for Cray. 8-point lead for the Mustangs. McAdoo doing a good job on Burt. In the paint, the late footer's good. Tough bucket there by Devin Burt.
And that's a good example of pretty good defense right there, just better offense.
That's his first point since early in the second period when he hit those three-pointers, but he's a nice ball player. Rogers will try a three-pointer, no good, man. Missed badly, but Maddox Hill with a rebound to McAdoo in the paint. The late footer, no good. Battle the rebound, and it's taken by Riverside. Quickly up ahead, that's Burt, left wing three, all alone, no good. Rebound, Bobo. And now Lone Wolf will try, three, good. DeLos Lone Wolf with a long three-pointer. And the Mustang lead has evaporated down to 3, 39-36.
You can tell some of these guys practice those shots pretty regularly. Both Lone Wolf and Burt.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
Barely hesitate.
Down the middle of the lane for two. Right down Broadway. Yeah, you know they're good shooters when every time they rear up to shoot, the whole crowd stands up in anticipation. Fun to watch. There's another one. Burt's three-pointer good.
One
Devin
makes
Burt,
one, the other one makes another.
That's 5 trays for Burt. And it's 2-point ball game, 41-39. Great offensive ball game.
For the Mustangs here, you got to keep scoring.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Can't let any momentum
Yeah, if they ever get
slip
the lead.
away.
Ooh, yeah.
This thing could get out of hand.
Rogers behind the back in the lane, through the traffic, layup good, or finger roll right in front of the basket. That's 28 for Cray.
Again, pretty good defense right there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just unbelievable how he can manage to get a shot off just with a little step here or there. And there's Lone Wolf, three-pointer good. DeLos Lone Wolf, that's 2 trays in a row for him, and they keep getting closer. We're making 2s and they're making 3s.
And here's the bad thing about it, Don. You can't really say, well, you need to get up on him, because in hindsight, it's not a great shot.
Yeah, he just keeps backing up. Yep. There's Rogers. He's going to be fouled by Cordero Bobo as he was forcing him out of bounds. Fans didn't like that a bit. That's the 3rd foul on Bobo. And the 2nd team foul. And the lead is 1, 43-42. They lob it into McAdoo. In the corner to Maddox Hill. Had to jump high for it. And there's 43 seconds. Bobo doing a great job. Cray gets by him. 36 seconds. Quite a matchup out there. Here comes Cray. Tried to get it underneath. Rogers, long three-pointer, no good. That would have quieted the crowd a bit. I think that there's going to be a foul on Blaine Davis with 20 seconds to play. That'll be the 2nd team foul on the Mustangs, and the 2nd on Davis.
And that really is just unlucky.
Oh, yeah, it's always a foul, but yeah, he just laying down and got tripped over you, but it is a foul. And the Braves have a chance to take the lead here at the end of the 3rd. 14 seconds. They'll start the attack. That's Burt with it. Trying to get it to Creeping Bear, top of the key. Spin move, layup good, and he fouled. Beautiful play by Devin Burt. And 1. It puts the Braves on top, 44-43. That was a pretty move.
Yes, it was.
And that's 23 points for Burt, with a chance for one more here at the free throw line with 4 seconds to play.
Don, I'm beginning to see how the rest of this game is going to turn out. I think it's going to be Burt versus Rogers the rest of the way.
Well, the problem is they got a guy named Lone Wolf that can score pretty easy, too.
That is true.
And there's going to be a violation. He missed the free throw anyway. Might mark that down. They've not shot free throws very well. Now they're going to triple team Cray to try to keep it out of his hands. And they go to Davis and to McAdoo, and Bellamy, a half-court heave is no good. After 3 quarters of play, the Riverside Braves have come back to take a 1-point lead, 44-43, as they outscored the Mustangs by 4 that time. We'll be back in 1 minute.
We're bringing fiber internet to Fort Cobb. Having fast internet is a must-have, whether you're working or learning from home. That's why we are building a fiber network in your community. We have wireless internet solutions too, available at Fort Cobb Lake, Crow's Roost, Alfalfa, and more. You can count on us for a fast, reliable connection to the world. We're proud to be a local provider that's part of your community. Get connected to Carnegie Fiber today.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year.
Fasten your seatbelt. When we start the 4th period of play, we've got a dandy of a ball game here. As you want to go ahead and give your stats, Blake?
Real quickly there in the 3rd quarter, Mustangs go 5 for 12 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3, and 2 for 2 from the line. Riverside, 7 for 12 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3. no free throws attempted because of the violation. 4 turnovers for the Braves, 1 for the Mustangs there in the third.
Riverside's basketball. They lead it by 1, 44-43 as we start the fourth period. Mustang has gone to a 2-3 zone. Number 5's in the ballgame. That's Landon Davis for the Braves. Looks like he's in there for, there's Burt down the middle of the lane for 2 more. And it's a 3-point lead for the Braves. I tell you, Burt's a good ball player. It's kind of like Carly Parker is for the girls. He just makes it look easy. There's Davis off the feed from Cray and couldn't deliver. And a rebound, Riverside.
Got a feel for Blaine. He's had a couple good looks right next to the basket. Hasn't connected.
Yeah. Well, you need to use the backboard right there. Try to put it over the rim, and there is a carry call on Delos Lone Wolf. And it'll be turned over to Fort Cobb. He really wasn't trying to do anything. He was just standing there dribbling it. McAdoo now into the front court. As they're trying to get the ball out of Rogers' hand. Rogers going to play under the goal here. A little bit different tactic here by the Mustangs. See if the guards can handle the pressure. Bellamy now to McAdoo. Over to Maddox Hill. Right wing 3 is too hard. Boy's right on line, but Rogers there. Put back good. No good, but he's fouled. Great work by Cray to get the rebound first of all and then get the shot off. And that's the 3rd foul on Lone Wolf. And then Cray Rogers will be at the line shooting 2, which I think that's probably, we didn't shoot but only 2 free throws there in the 3rd period. We made a living at the line there in the first half. I'd say we probably need to try to get back there in the 4th period if we can. That's a violation there. And Rogers makes the first. And it's 46-44. And checking back in will be number 25, Lawrence Little Ghost, replacing Landon Davis. And Cray will have one more. Made them both. That's 30 points for Cray. Riverside with the ball on a 1-point lead. There's Burt. Great pass underneath the Bobo, and he lays it in for 2. That pass had some mustard on it, but that was a great find right there. I thought he was going to shoot it. That was a pretty pass to Bobo. Rogers gets by Lone Wolf. Now in the paint, turn around 4-footer, a little short. And Lone Wolf with the rebound. He and Burt's put on quite a show. There's Burt, 3-pointer, no good this time. Maddox Hill with a rebound. Mustangs to tie it with a 3-pointer. Rogers in the corner to Maddox Hill, and it goes out of bounds. Timeout taken by Coach Tipicani or Brandon Reed, Jordan Reed for the Riverside Braves, and it is a 30-second timeout. We'll just keep it right here and talk about it. It's a good lot to talk about here, Blake. So what's your assessment here early in the 4th period?
My assessment has been Burt is a great player.
Yes.
Lone Wolf is also a great player. Riverside's got some great talent on their team, and I think Fort Cobb has got their work cut out to put themselves in a position to not only win this game, but maybe give themselves a little bit of breathing room. This one's been close basically the whole way, other than there back in the early 2nd quarter, late 1st quarter when there was a couple runs, and Riverside jumped out to a 7-8 point lead there at one point. But if you're the Mustangs, you just have to continue doing a good job of closing out on shooters, rebounding the basketball, and finding ways to score on offense.
Yeah, somebody needs to score besides Cray.
Again, they've had some open looks and just haven't been able to capitalize. But the later we get in this game, the more those types of shots the more crucial they become.
Riverside with the basketball and a 3-point lead. Mustangs in a 2-3 zone, and there's the travel. Got off to a little head start there. Now the Mustangs will try to inbound against heavy pressure. They're really putting the pressure on Cray. I mean, it's a struggle. You know, he's got to be dog tired. They switch off on him all the time. They got somebody on him all the time. Over to Hill. They're all tired. They're all working hard. And there's going to be a foul on Bobo as he got right in his grill.
And that'll be his 4th, and he's been guarding Cray most of the way. It's been him and Lewis. And I believe Lewis is on the bench with a couple fouls as well.
Yeah, there's fouls are starting to kind of mount up on them. Some of their better players, defensive players, have gotten into some foul trouble here a little bit. There's Rogers in the corner to Bellamy. 3-pointer on the way. Good! Blaine Bellamy with his second tray of the ball game. We're tied at 48.
And that's a big shot right there.
Big time. Yeah, you're right. Needed somebody else to produce something scoreboard-wise besides Cray, and Bellamy answered the call right there. And there's Lone Wolf with it. McAdoo on him.
I hope.
Now there's Burt.
But Burt and Lone Wolf can't get open.
And there's a foul on Rogers. Got his hand out, tried to slow him down a little bit. That's the first foul on Cray.
I'm hoping that they don't start picking apart this defense and finding shooters wide open pretty regularly.
Yeah.
Now, this is a Coach Hines defense.
Yeah, he knows.
So
he kind of dissected them a little. He walked on it.
Yep.
Took a walk when he caught the pass.
One extra step.
Yep. And it'll be a turnover to the Mustangs. So Mustangs have a chance to take the lead back right here.
In the NBA, that's legal. There is a gather step rule.
Well,
but this is high school. Unfortunately.
They don't need to let them get by with that. Now Rogers splits the defender, right-handed shot, good. Cray Rogers puts the Mustangs back on top. That's 5 straight for Cray, and it's 50-48, or 5 straight for the Mustangs, I should say. And now there's Lone Wolf with it, dribbling out front. Halfway through the 4th period. Step back 3-pointer is no good. High for the rebound. Bobo came out of nowhere. Great rebound. And Bird ends up with it. Good hustle that time by the Braves. Whew. And there's a 3-pointer by Lone Wolf. Good. That's 4 trays for Lone Wolf, and the Riverside takes a 1-point lead, 51-50. Those guys can shoot. We flew by him, and he just kind of gathered himself and went up with it and drained it. Rogers now the other way with 3.5 to play. In the paint, over to Davis, layup too hard. Missed it. Missed the bunny. 3:20 to play. There's Lone Wolf again. This time it's no good and over the backboard. He had a wide open look at it. Coach Hines he's telling the official, I think he's walking on every time he shoots. He shuffles his feet to get ready. What Coach Hines is pleading for. There's Rogers behind the back dribble. Lost it. Maddox Hill there to pick it up, and he's going to be fouled by Devin Burt. And that will be his second personal. 3rd team foul. That's important right now. 2 more, and the Mustangs will be in the bonus. In the corner to Rogers. Lob pass to Davis. Hit the rim. Tough break. Up ahead. Layup is good by Lewis. And it's a 3-point game. 53-50 with 2:43 to play. Big basket there for Riverside on a loose ball situation. Rogers gets by the defender. Step around the defender, off the glass, no good. Thought he got hit on the head. Up ahead to Lone Wolf. Goes around Hill, lays it in for 2, and he's fouled. Basket's good. And a foul on Maddox Hill.
I think they got a T somewhere, too.
I thought I heard the whistle for a technical. And they're going to call a foul on number 5. Is that what he said? Maybe. I don't know. Can't tell. Long ways away. But Maddox Hill kind of creeped over there and fouled him. And now at the line will be Lone Wolf with a 3-point play. And he converts that. That's 12 points here in the second half. And now the technical foul will be assessed. Not sure who the technical was assessed to. Don't know. And Cray Rogers will be at the other line, other way, shooting 2. 56-50. Graves on top, and Rogers' free throw is good. 2:27 to play. 33 points on the night for Rogers. Missed it. 5-point ball game. Mustangs will have the ball at the center line. And Bellamy to inbound. Lobs it in the backcourt to McAdoo. Tried to get around Creeping Bear. Into the front court he goes. Hands it off to Rogers. Into the paint. Can't shoot. Maddox Hill, right wing 3 is short. And it sails out of bounds. Had a good open look. That's about all you can ask for right there. Maddox had a 3-pointer early in the contest. And there's 2:11 to play. And the Braves have a chance to really spread this thing out here a little bit with a 5-point lead. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Coach Tipicani. And let's see, it's going to be a 30-second.
Year. These individuals.
Or is it a
full timeout?
Full timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today.
Number 5, I don't know. 56-51. And there's 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go. It'll be, is it the Mustangs basketball, I believe? No, it's Riverside's ball. They have a chance to, you got some numbers for us there, Blake, you're looking at?
I have a couple individual numbers for you. Cray Rogers for the Mustangs, he leads all scorers. He has 33 points, 10 rebounds. For the Braves, Devin Burt, 25 points. And Dallas Lone Wolf, 21.
Tell you what, they put on
That's
the show
a pretty
today.
good duo.
That's a pretty good tandem right there.
And I think pretty good's not even close to describing how they've performed tonight.
You don't see that happen very often when you have two guys scoring in the mid-20s. 2 minutes to go. Looks like Riverside is going to try to slow it down here a little bit, I would anticipate. Now Fort Cobb going to jump into some sort of a trapping type defense. Rogers gets the steal. And then they throw it away.
Turn it over.
Wow.
Can't do that.
No, we got just what we wanted. Got the turnover and gave it right back to him.
I like the idea right there, maybe trying to catch them in transition, get a quick, easy bucket. It's not great on the execution.
Yeah, you just got to value the basketball. You just can't throw it away. You just got to, hey. There's another turnover. Rogers gets this one. He'll take it all the way down, lay it good, he's fouled. And we're probably going to get a technical right there on number 2. Debbie. Calm down.
Oh, man.
Number 2.
And Don, I believe with that technical, that'll now give us the free throws to tie the game, will it not?
Yeah, I believe it will. 56-53. Layup was good. He'll shoot 1 free throw here, and then we'll have 2 for the technical, which could tie it if he makes them all. And there's 1:28 to play.
And with the technical, that's also 5 on Riverside, so we are now shooting 2 on every foul.
And that one is short. Much to the delight of the Riverside crowd, who feels like they're getting the short end of the stick here. And we're sitting right amongst them. Ray will have one more with immense pressure. And he made it. That's 34 points for Cray, and it's a 2-point ball game. Now he's got a chance to tie it up. He made it. Now I guess that was the one. They gave him, for some reason, they shot him kind of out of succession there. He got 3 free throws altogether, and it's 56-55. And now we're going to have a discussion about something. 1:28 to play. And number 2 is fouled out. That's Devin Burt. And he's been replaced by Creeping Bear, I believe. No, Kenyon Eagle, number 23. All right, here we go. Rogers, 1:23 to play. All the way into the corner. McAdoo has the ball taken away. It's out of bounds off of Fort Cobb. Coach Hines is pleading his case.
Hines better be careful. He'll probably get a technical too.
He didn't think it was correct, but anyway, it'll be Riverside's ball with 1:15 to play. And we're going to have a timeout taken, I believe. Coach Hines is pleading his case that the ball went off of Riverside. And he's going to go talk to somebody. He wants to talk to the person who made the call, I guess. And I don't think they're going to change your mind.
No.
Blake, when you make a call like that, you know, it happens so fast. You're gonna call it as you see it, and that's the way it stands. That's just the way it works. Not going to change it. Both teams huddled up around their coaches. There's just over a minute to play. Riverside with a basketball and a 1-point lead.
Boy, I wish we were on ESPN, could have an instant replay of that. Maybe see who it really went off of.
Well, I'll take his word for it.
Tough angle down there.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I'm going to tell you, when the ball's being slapped around like off of that, it's pretty hard to tell a lot of times, and they get it right most of the times.
Takes a lot to
I wouldn't want to
see
job,
that,
I'll tell you.
interpret it, and then make the call as well.
Got
to give them that.
Quick mind, yeah. I would. All right, here we go. It'll be Riverside's ball. Lewis will inbound it. You know, the Mustangs in this little trap, they've created 2 turnovers in 2 possessions. You know, it's hard to pass it around to O'Cray. He can jump so well, and he anticipates well. I need it, you know, if they can get a turnover and a layup, and Bellamy bats it out of bounds with 1:07 to play.
Don, I'm almost beginning to wonder why the Mustangs didn't go to the 1-3-1 trap a little bit earlier.
Well.
Seems like it's worked.
It doesn't work forever.
Pretty well
I mean,
so far.
Times,
no.
And
That's
there's
right.
going to be a travel.
Oh, man.
He got another turnover. That's what they were looking for.
I do think that was the right call.
3 turnovers in a row since they've gone to that trap. And there's 1:01 to play. Now the Mustangs have got to capitalize somehow. And here's Rogers now. You wonder if they'll take the last shot if they a lot of time left. In through the lane, layup is no good. It rolled off the rim. Long pass up ahead to Creeping Bear. He tracks it down. Great hustle by him to save it. Now he's got it. Pass out front to around the perimeter they go. 36 seconds to play. Lone Wolf has it, and there's going to be a foul on Rogers.
Got a couple to give.
33.4. Yeah, that'll be his second and the 3rd team foul. So they'll have to foul 2 more times to get them in the. But they'll be shooting 2. Inbound they go to Burt, now to Lone Wolf. Doing a good job ball handling now. They turned it over for a while, but they
Your Fort Cobb.
Cross passes, 23 seconds. Their time is dwindling away. They got a foul twice, and there's one of them. With 17 seconds to play, and they'll have to do that one more time and then put them at the line, which even if they make both free throws, it'll still be a one-possession game. And now Colton Baker is going to replace Cray for defensive purposes. And so they're going to foul somebody, I would imagine. And Baker goes out. Hopefully they faked him out. And he's going to finally foul him with 12 seconds. Pretty hard to foul a guy that quick.
Yes,
now,
it is.
Rogers will get back in the game. And so now then they're going to shoot 2 free throws. And situation is if he makes them both, it's a 3-point game. So the Mustangs would have a chance to tie it at the end. If he misses them, got a chance to win it.
And I would assume if he misses the second.
He was 1 for 1 at the line.
And if he misses the second, there'll be a timeout.
He made the first one. It is a 2-point lead for the Braves, 57-55. If he misses, you got to secure the rebound. That's one thing. You don't,
that's the first thing.
Don't fiddle the rebound away. And Lone Wolf second free throw is good. Twist them both.
All right.
And it's a 3-point game, 58-55. We'll keep it here. Timeout taken by Riverside. And they're going to draw up a play here. Full timeout. What a game, Blake. It's been a dandy. I'll tell you, it's, you don't want to lose, but however it shakes out, it's been a dandy of a ball game.
It has. These are the kind of ones you live for. These are the ones that you stay up at night in your driveway, in the gym. You dream about these kind of deals, about having a last shot attempt or maybe hitting those free throws that put your team up by 3. You can be on either side of it, and I've seen both sides of it. I've seen the sides of down a couple points and you end up winning. I've seen the side of it up a couple points, you end up losing, and I've also seen the same sides of you're up a couple and you win, you down a couple and you lose. So these are the ones that certainly turn boys to men a little bit.
Yeah, that's right.
And where the guys that like our 4 new starters on the Fort Cobb side will learn, like, hey, this is where you have to be crisp, concise. You have to be perfect with everything you do
it's been
in these situations.
It's a big plus to play a game like this, in this magnitude, and have you guys go through it.
And the one thing about it is you have 2 things on your side. You have one of the greatest high school basketball coaches in the state drawing up a play for you, and one of the best players in the state.
Here comes Rogers
with the ball in his hand.
Timeline, gets a screen, right wing 3, no good. Rebound,
That'll
that's going to do it. They're going to come foul, I think, 2 seconds, but too late. And your final score. Quite a ball game as the Riverside Braves come out on top, 58-55, as Rogers' right wing 3-pointer was just a shade off, but they got a good look at it. And it just wouldn't go down, but it was a great ball game nonetheless, and you got to tip your hat. They both squads, they both played well, and it was a good game to get to watch them. And the Riverside Braves are quite excited about it, as well they should be, as they go off the court in jubilation, and the Mustangs will go to the locker room, and they'll look back on this one, Blake. They had some opportunities, probably could have maybe been a little bit different, missed a couple of easy shots under the go, but I'm sure Riverside could say the same thing about theirs. All right, we'll turn it over to you for the post-game wrap-up.
Appreciate that, Don. A great game if you're a fan. Maybe not so great if you're a Fort Cobb fan, great if you're a Riverside fan, and I got to give it to Riverside. They fought all 32 minutes of this one. Every single minute they fought and scrapped and put together a great game. They hit some big shots and some big key moments and created some turnovers in some places that really kind of halted what the Mustangs had going for them on offense. It felt like there were some times where Fort Cobb could have maybe taken this thing and ran with it, and Riverside would just be right there to say, no, not yet. We're going to stay in this thing, and what happens when you stay in it is you end up putting yourself in a position to win, and that's exactly what they did. Final shooting numbers here. First for the Mustangs, 16 for 41 from the field, 5 for 17 from 3, and 18 for 22 from the line. Riverside, 23 for 47 from the field. They shoot 49%. They go 39% from 3 at 9 for 23 and 3 for 5 from the line. Both teams with 13 turnovers. Individual scoring really quickly. Cray Rogers finishes with 37 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists for him. Know he had a triple-double a couple weeks ago. Always like tracking those. I'm a big triple-double fan.
There you go.
Rest of the individual numbers for the Mustangs: Blaine Bellamy 7, Blaine Davis 6, Maddox Hill 3, and Tanner McAdoo 2. For Riverside, Devin Burt leads them with 25 points. Lone Wolf right behind him with 23, so a combined 48 for those two. What a game they had.
Oh, yeah.
Rest of the Braves, not a ton. I mean, their two big-name players did most of the production for them. Lewis had 4, and then 3 other players. That's Creeping Bear, Funmaker, and Bobo, all with 2 for the Braves. And, you know, we've talked about the schedule, and these two teams are going to meet again at the 1st of December. And if you're Fort Cobb, you have to look at it and say, hey, well, you know, that's our next game, so let's go out and try to beat them. And not only do that, not only beat them, but beat them on their home floor the same way they did to us. So props to Riverside, 2 big wins tonight. Final score, I believe, to the girls' game, 80-23. If that sounds correct.
I got my paper here, just a second. Yep, 80 to 23.
2 great ball clubs there, and two teams that are gonna certainly make a lot of noise in the 2A playoffs. I believe, I don't remember if it was girls, boys, or both, but maybe last year, the year before, they made the state tournament.
I believe so.
And I was told that their campus is full again, first time since COVID, and that's pretty exciting to hear. I know growing up, I always heard Riverside, you know, being one of the oldest Native American schools in the country. It always intrigued me, at least.
That's a good thing, yep.
Excited to see where the season goes for the rest of these two teams, and I was glad to be back here at home. Don't get to do this very often, so.
I wish we did it every night. It was fun. You know, it's you don't really want to lose the game, but in the last 20-odd years, you can probably count on one hand how many times Fort Cobb boys have lost at home.
Yep.
Not very many times, I'm telling you. And the Braves come in here and played a good ball game. You got to tip your hat to them. It was a fun game to watch, and I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the rematch already, to tell you the truth.
Most definitely.
But I'm sure both teams will go back and look at the film and figure out what they can do better, and look forward to playing them again. That'll be our next game, our next broadcast, matter of fact, December 1st.
Or were we in Hinton the week before?
No, I'm pretty sure December 1st is our next contest at Riverside. That's 2 weeks from today, I believe. Next week they're off for Thanksgiving. And so anyway, it's a good contest. Enjoyed it. A lot of good cheering on both sides. Good crowd participation tonight. And that about wraps it up here from Fort Cobb for Anthony Harrison and John Bellamy, who has done a great job engineering our broadcast this year and tonight as well, and for Blake Perryman doing a great job statistical work and color commentary. And for all those folks, I'm Don Tyson saying good night, everybody.